I went to my first IATEFL conference in 1999, long time ago. I was heavily pregnant at the time with my first child, and he's now a fully grown adult and actually teaching English himself in China. It was an absolutely magical experience for me. At that time I'd already got a fair amount of teaching experience and I'd done the Delta, so I wasn't a newbie, but to be surrounded by thousands of people who are interested in the same things that I'm interested in was just incredible, actually. I felt as if I'd found my tribe. I went to the conference every year for the next 20 years. When my children were small, sometimes I could only manage to go for 1 day or 2 days, but as they got a bit older and I was earning a bit more money, frankly, I started to go for the whole week. And it's always been my favourite week of the year, and sadly that includes Christmas and my summer holidays. So why is it so good? Well, I think there are 3 reasons for me. The first is that it's a brief slice out of your normal life, and that in itself is valuable because it allows you a bit of space and time to think about your professional life and reflect on it and learn without the everyday responsibilities that you probably normally have. The next thing, of course, is the people. It's an amazing experience to be surrounded by all of those people who share your passion but do it in so many different ways. So there are teachers of general English, business English, academic English, primary, secondary, from all over the world in lots of different contexts. And everybody's always approachable and friendly. After all, you've always got something in common to start a conversation about. As well as that, there'll be the people whose books you've read or whose teaching material you've used in class. You may well sit down in a session and glance at the person next to you's name tag and realise that they actually wrote the course book that you're currently using. For me, as my website's grown, I've also had the wonderful experience of the boot being on the other foot and people coming up to me and telling me that they really like my materials and thanking me, and that's always such a buzz. And all of this doesn't even start to approach the fact that over time, if you go regularly, then of course you start to meet other people who go regularly, and so you get to see a lot of old friends and also to meet people who perhaps you've met or you know online but you've never seen face to face. Finally, there's the content. There are hundreds of talks on so many different topics that you're bound to find things which are interesting or informative, useful, thought-provoking. Now, you could argue that this kind of thing is available online any day of the week whenever you choose to look at it, and that's true. But for me, it's not quite the same. Online conferences just don't quite have the same ability to make me sit and think quietly. If I'm listening with my camera off, then I'll probably be very tempted to tidy up around me or go make myself a cup of tea and miss something. There's something about being in a room, learning with other people, listening quietly, that's very special. So with all that, you can understand why I'm really excited. The conference was cancelled in 2020 for obvious reasons, and in 2021 it went online. Last year it was face-to-face in Belfast, but I couldn't go because I was newly here in Australia. So after a 4-year gap, I am so looking forward to it. And I thought that it would be a nice thing for those of you who would like to, or you're interested in IATEFL but perhaps can't attend for whatever reason, that it would be nice to try and give you a taste of that. So I'm going to be making some videos to follow my week at IATEFL. I hope you enjoy them. Next week, I'll be kicking off with how to look at the programme and what to choose to go and see if you're going. If you're not, it's a good insight into what's available too. I'll see you then.